When it comes to startups this offseason, in the tight end position, there have been two that I've been targeting in every single one of my drafts, and I'm trying to leave every one of my drafts with at least one of these players. First, Kyle Pitts, the unicorn, the most difficult asset to attain right now in all of Dynasty. And then you have, since Russell Wilson has come over to Denver, somebody that the Dynasty community has cast off quicker than Russell Wilson cast off his ex for Sierra. Noah Fant. Let's ride. All right, so the tight end position, what am I looking for in a tight end, and what do we know about Noah Fant? The heavier the tight end premium in the heavy tight end premium leagues, you need to have a strategy for the tight end position, because here's the thing about tight end. It's the most scarce position in all of Dynasty. So what's the strategy? What am I looking for in a tight end? Well, I'm looking for a positional advantage, if at all possible, especially given how scarce the position is. Now, how do I get a positional advantage at tight end? What am I looking for? What I'm looking for, I want to know that the tight end has elite athleticism, because all the tight ends typically, for the most part, have the ability to fall into the end zone. And the touchdown upside can be tied to the quarterback and also can kind of be random. So I don't want to have a bunch of my tight end value given to him in tight end dependency on touchdowns. What I'm looking for is the athletic upside to differentiate my tight end from the other ones out there. Scott Connor, one of my good friends in the industry, talks all the time about the RAS score and how important the RAS score is for the tight end position. The ones that don't score well in the RAS score, they may break out. It's very unlikely. And then on top of the fact that it's not likely that they break out and become someone that's highly successful and a difference maker at the tight end position, they also tend to be easily acquirable even after they've broken out. So these are bad bets typically if they don't have a high RAS score. So RAS score is very important when I'm looking at what I want to get in a tight end. Now, let's talk about Noah Fant. Okay, so Noah Fant, the prospect profile. This is a creative player on Madden as far as the athletic traits, right? Look at all the 40-yard dash, speed score, burst score, agility score, catch radius. I mean, even college dominator, college YPR, breakout age, the spark score, all these things check the boxes. Then you look at his RAS score. I mean, his RAS score, 9.88 composite ranking. Noah Fant is everything you want out of a tight end. And then on top of that, he's a first-round draft pick. Okay, so when you look at his prospect profile, you will see best comparable, George Kittle. It's a pretty good one. I told you a second ago, the early part of the video, the other person that I'm looking to attain a lot of shares of is Kyle Pitts. I will admit to you guys this. Kyle Pitts has already shown at a very young age that he is different than the rest. So I'm not telling you that Noah Fant is worth what Kyle Pitts is worth. Please believe that. However, when you look at Kyle Pitts, best comparable, Noah Fant. I mean, as great as Kyle Pitts is, and he is an unbelievable athlete, you're probably watching him shred defenders in camp over in Atlanta. But I need you to understand when you look at this, the reality is Noah Fant is everything that Kyle Pitts is as an athlete. So please understand that while Kyle Pitts clearly has shown way earlier that he is a different breed, he's a unicorn, please understand that Noah Fant, the athlete, is everything that we've ever seen out of the tight end position. And then he still gets first-round draft capital. All right, so production of Noah Fant. What has he done so far? Why are we at this point? So in his rookie season, Noah Fant, on and off the field as far as snap share, but ultimately stayed healthy the entire time and showed a lot of flashes. He showed that elite athleticism with some really big plays, ultimately finishing the year at 500 yards, did have 3 touchdowns on merely 40 catches. 14.1 yards per reception for Noah Fant, though. The big thing from his rookie season that had everybody very excited about Noah Fant. After his second year, 673 yards, only 3 touchdowns, people were very, very excited to see what Noah Fant was going to do going into year 3. So then, year 3 happens here. 670 receiving yards. He did have his yards per reception come down. He had 4 touchdowns on 90 targets. So you didn't see the year 3 breakout that everybody was really hoping for. A lot of that was baked into Teddy Bridgewater. Dink and dunk Teddy, not somebody that wants to push the ball downfield. Then, even when he did push the ball downfield, among the worst in the NFL in deep ball accuracy rating. Even with Teddy Bridgewater playing quarterback for the large majority of last season. Noah Fant, the recency bias is everybody saw the last part of the season. It left a sour taste in their mouth. But let's look back a little further. It's a small sample size, but I want you to understand there still was upside even with Teddy Bridgewater. If you look, Jerry Jeudy got hurt week 1. People thought he was going to miss a lot more time than he did, but he did miss weeks 2 through 7. Then you look, Albert O also had a hamstring strain in week 4. He barely played that game. So if you look at Noah Fant in those games, even in this low upside offense, Noah Fant showed upside because at week 6, he had 3 touchdowns. And in week 4 and in week 6, having those touchdowns, but with the target volume coming, 97 yards in week 6 with these guys off the field. This doesn't even get that Javonte Williams ended up getting more of a target share as the year went along. Reason I bring this to your attention is I'm not trying to make all these excuses for Noah Fant. He did disappoint last year, but what I'm trying to explain to you is going to Seattle. DK Metcalf is the only one that's inked and staying for a long time. Tyler Lockett we'll see, but even if Tyler Lockett's there, Noah Fant being tied with that second or even the third option in the offense on a team that's going to trail a lot, this team's going to be bad. They may end up getting their quarterback, a good one, in the 23 class.
I'm getting ready to buy everything on the dollar menu. That's right. I'm getting ready to be a dollar menu millionaire.
Let's talk a little bit about current value and comparisons when we get into that middle range. So obviously when you look at the first 5 as far as tight ends coming off the board in startups, there's no way I'm going to argue. I'm not even going to try because it'd be ludicrous to take him anywhere near or try to value him the same as Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller, George Kittle, Travis Kelce, and obviously Mark Andrews. But when you get to tight end 6, I just want to bring this to people's attention because of the big disparity in the value of these 2 players. You're talking about 6 rounds in startup value. And although that may not seem like a whole lot to you, to give you the players going next to each other, TJ Hockenson, you're looking at in the range of a Darren Waller and a Kirk Cousins versus with Noah Fant, you're looking at the range of a Jared Goff and a Michael Gallup. That should tell you all you need to know about how different the cost of acquisition is for these 2 players. Now, with the cost, let's get into what these 2 have done. And when you look at their resume, they both coming out of the same year of Iowa, albeit that TJ Hockenson had a little higher draft capital, both very high inside the first round. Then you look at what they've done on the football field. Very comparable. TJ Hockenson, maybe a little more spice going into this year before the injury. You were hoping for more upside. But ultimately, it's really not that different when you look at their production, both of them 3 years in. Now, look at their current situation going into this year. TJ Hockenson, whether you like him or not, has a bad quarterback throwing the football, Jared Goff. The team that maybe has a little upside. There's some players that you're excited about, but ultimately all those players you're excited about, they're going to eat in and be target competition for him. DeAndre Swift is there. They just drafted very highly Jamison Williams. They brought over DJ Chark. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going nowhere. Even though you may not like him that much in fantasy, he still is going to be someone that gets the football. So we're looking at this, a bad quarterback and a lot of target competition. What's the difference between him and Noah Fant? Noah Fant is going up to Seattle. It's going to be a bad quarterback. Drew Lock, Geno Smith. Won't fight you there. But DK Metcalf got the extension. Probably a good thing. You need to at least have one wide receiver. Tyler Lockett, I mean, if this team is bad, are they really going to keep him? Or are they going to end up moving Tyler Lockett? Even if you assume that Tyler Lockett stays there. I've been told all along that Kenny Walker can't catch passes. He's not someone to be threatened by in the passing game. If that's the case, and we know that Rashad Penny's not going to catch passes, what else is Noah Fant's target competition? Because bad quarterback, bad team, not a ton of target competition, and they're going to be trailing a ton. So the difference in cost here is insane to me. I mean, listen, I'll give you TJ Hawkinson over Noah Fant, but at 6 rounds different in value, you're out of your damn mind.
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
And you want to know why I'm telling you cast Noah Fant off like he was Ashton Mean? Nobody lost more value from 2021 to 2022 than Noah Fant, other than Calvin Ridley out of football for a year and Chris Carson out of football permanently. In one offseason, you've taken Noah Fant from a 6th round to a 12th round startup pick. To give you an idea of the value he's being drafted at, according to Adico, Superflex tight end premium ADP, you guys are equating him to Irv Smith. Irv Smith, going into his year 4, has shown us nothing other than he can't play and he gets hurt. Noah Fant, albeit not firing on all cylinders, gave you production for 3 years and is a much better profile than Irv Smith. Then, to wrap things up, your friends, our friends over at Keep Trade Cut, have him as the 209 value-wise. And what's crazy about that is, when you go to the ADP, that's Trey McBride. You'd rather have Trey McBride, a tight end we've seen nothing from, than Noah Fant? Maybe the most criminal value of all this whole offseason. He's one of my top buy candidates. Go check it out. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about Noah Fant. Am I crazy? Is Noah Fant toast? He's never going to produce? Or do you think he's a buy? Let me know.